난 소샤가 esta casa. The whiteness surrounding me evaporates, and I find myself back in the observation tower. I can still feel in my hand the impact of the sword piercing her breast. Damn it! Why? Why couldn't there have been some other way? Erasing a soul is not salvation. God damn it all! She deserved better. So much better than that. No, now is not the time to grieve. There is work to be done. A girl to whom I must offer the chance for salvation. I mustn't cry over the white-haired girl's death now. There are things I need to take care of first. Morgana. Morgana stands there, staring off absently into the distance. After some time, she slowly turns to face.
What exactly was all that about? Come on, say something. Answer me!
Morgana.
How? It doesn't make any sense. He and the Lord, they couldn't.
There were two different lords. The one at the estate, and the one who...
How? What was he doing there? That's not... I didn't. The man I was trying to curse was the Lord who threw the blood sabbats. How did I... Are you saying I remembered wrong? That's ridiculous. I won't hear it. I won't have it for a second.
You are in a very tenuous condition, more than even you realize. You can't assume everything you saw in that state of mind to be true.
Why? Just why? That only makes it that much worse. Why would he do that? How could he kill me? He said he would show me the world. I cried for him. And he turns out to be the one pulling the strings.
You saw what led to this. You heard what he had to say for himself. Misunderstandings that went unresolved. That should have been cleared up immediately. What he did was wrong. Indefensible as far as I'm concerned. This all could have been avoided if he had told you everything. That said, Morgana, I can somewhat sympathize with how he felt that.
You can sympathize with that monster? In what way?
He loved you, sincerely loved you. And to be the target of such vitriol from a girl he cared so dearly about, to be mistaken for someone else entirely, I can understand.
No, sorry, Michelle, but absolutely no.
Yeah, no.
No. It doesn't matter. That doesn't change anything. Like I said before you started all this, it doesn't change anything. Does this revelation change what happened to me? Does it make me any less of a hate-filled witch? What does it matter if he had his reasons? What does it matter if he's not who I thought he was? It doesn't change the fact that I despise him with every fiber of my being.
It's time to let go, Morgana. I met with the white-haired girl. I know her true nature.
That's not me.
You're right. I cannot definitively say that you and the white-haired girl are one and the same. However, I can say with certainty that she was a creation of your broken spirit. The fact remains that closer to you than anyone else, in every sense of the word. Can you see the situation you're in, Morgana? The terrible, tragic irony of it all. You've cursed yourself along with everyone else. You brought ruin to a life of your own creation numerous times. You murdered yourself. It's time to let go, Morgana. There's only pain to be found in continuing down this road. Morgana. I take a step toward her, and she steps back, quietly maintaining our distance. I can almost hear trembling in her voice as she says,
Stay back. You. Stay away from me.
You have nothing to be afraid of, Morgana. I won't hurt you.
I said, stay back, you. I bet you think this is hilarious. That I'm blind and a fool.
Morgana.
Yes, good on you, my dear. You revealed my big secret. That I'm a feeble-minded little girl with a poor memory. You've uncovered the truth of my death. Discovered the white-haired girl's true identity. I always presumed she was you. How foolish of me. Laughing like I knew anything. Cursing the entirely wrong man. Absolutely brilliant, you might say. I've made myself into quite the laughingstock.
I'm not going to laugh about your pain, Morgana. I've come to realize that perhaps I empathize with you out of more than just our shared loneliness. We're both yoked with unimaginable misfortune, lived our lives in lamentation of our fates. I understand your pain.
That boat has long since sailed.
You're right, it has. This is a realization I should have come to much sooner. Though you said it wouldn't have mattered, I still should have made an effort to get to know you. I feel guilty about how I constantly pushed you away. So, I'd like to make up for that. I approach Morgana, hands outstretched out toward her. She stands there bewildered as I place them on her shoulders, pulling her in. Not for my own comfort, as I had so many times before, and not out of some pretend sense of pity for a sad pile of bones. I embrace her, and all the pain and loneliness she holds inside. Her body gives off no warmth, and it's as weightless as a skeleton all those many years ago. She, like me, lost so much in life. But unlike me, she had no one there in her final moment. It's alright, Morgana. Everything's okay now. The tale behind the fourth door may have been a fabrication, but the creator's soul is always somewhere to be found in her creations. Knowing the inseparable link between her and the white-haired girl, that's where I'll find what I'm looking for. I'm here for you. You're not alone, Morgana. We can end all this suffering together. It's going to be okay.
What's wrong with you? Have you completely lost it? Do I need to remind you of everything I've done? Of all the pain I've caused you?
No reminders necessary. You did quite a number on me indeed.
And do you want to tell me how we went from that to you holding me?
You didn't do what you did out of a particular grudge against me. Of that much, I was always certain. So I hold nothing against you. I bear no ill will. Nor, I'm certain, does Giselle.
You're much too forgiving.
I imagine there's something about having experienced the kind of pain we have that makes it hard to harbor any ill will toward one of our...
Shared trauma or not, you and that woman really are something. God, there are no words. for how much you irritate me.
The bite slowly drains from Morgana's voice. And in the quiet, I think I hear a muffled attempt to hold back a whimper. I pull away slightly, putting a hand under her chin and lifting her head. She quickly averts her eyes but doesn't knock my hand away as I reach them into her hood, gently setting them against her cheeks. I run my fingers across the exposed flesh, then slowly pull back the hood covering her face. Well, look at that. You're quite pretty without your face hidden.
I didn't think you were the flattering type.
I assure you I'm not. Go on, touch your cheek. Oh. Now this is the girl you were always meant to be. If Morgana had had a less harrowing life, this is probably what she would have looked like at 6. You know, you look a little like the white-haired girl.
We look nothing alike, I can assure you of that. She was the very antithesis of me.
But she was also once a part of you.
The last thing I want is to be like her in any way.
And why is that?
Because I never liked that girl at all. Always putting others before herself. Just watching her was aggravating. Although, in retrospect, she was everything about myself I deemed unnecessary. So that might explain why it was so hard to watch. Also, I was so sure she was you, which made it all the more frustrating.
Why would her being me bother you so much?
Because that wasn't you. You're aggressive, you yell, you fight.
Is that how she saw me?
How wouldn't it bother me that you came back as a quiet, passive, subservient girl? Of course, now I know that it wasn't you, so...
I love how irritated she looks.
Yeah.
You were that sure it was me, despite thinking we were nothing alike.
Apparently so.
Hold on a second. Why would that bother you?
I'll let you figure that one out. It's not important. So, you've got my attention. What are you planning to do now?
To leave the mansion with you. To set everyone free and break the curse. Setting them free will set you free as well.
So you want me to release their souls?
Exactly.
Just so you know, I haven't forgiven them. Yeah.
You shouldn't.
I wouldn't either, Morgana. So I'm not gonna give you any grief for that. My hatred isn't going to just vanish like it was nothing. I'll never be able to forgive them completely. But you're right. This has gone on long enough.
Morgana.
I'm not even sure what I'm doing anymore. And it's all your fault. So sure I'll release their souls.
I'm so glad to hear it.
However, I don't want to see them alone. I'm not sure I'll be able to set them free if I have to face them on my own.
That won't be a problem. I'll go with you. We'll go see them together.
You get to be my guide this time. Then, get to take up Giselle's old mantle.
That I do.
Even if it means taking this hand.
You honestly think I have any reservations about that?
I mean, he was already hugging your entire skeleton, so yeah.
Yeah!
God, I swear. Oh, is that a smile?
Yeah! Aw.
You really are the worst. Lead the way, my dear. To where their souls wait.
Hand in hand, we travel the cursed mansion's corridors. The halls overflow with darkness, cut off from the sun and devoid of color. Despite having spent much time in this place, it's never stopped being depressingly gloomy. No one, for any reason, should be left behind in a place like that. We cross through the living room, making our way to the back garden door. There are no children laughing beyond the door, but I can faintly smell flowers.
Michelle. What am I supposed to say to them?
If nothing comes to mind, you don't have to say anything. I get the feeling they'll have something to say to you, though. So if you would, try to hear them out.
I'm not looking forward to this.
It'll go fine, I promise. Nothing that happens could possibly make things worse than they already are. The only way to go from here is up, so up we go.
Let's go then, I suppose.
A hollow breeze brushes through the grave-filled rose garden. The shadow standing there turns toward us. It gradually starts looking more and more like the young man it once was.
Morgana.
Want me to take Mel?
Yeah, go for it.
It's okay. We're here to free your soul. Michelle. You forgive me for what I did, Morgana.
No, I don't. All this means is that I'm done cursing you.
Either way, thank you. I know what I'm doing here now. Or, I guess, I remember what I'm doing here. I deserve to be cursed after everything I've done to you. It can't have been easy, that's for sure. I'm sorry for all the pain I caused.
What's done is done.
I guess. Still, I wasn't lying when I said I wanted to be friends. I meant it. I really did.
I know now why you did what you did. Why you sold me out. Some people might say you had no other choice, but as the girl you actually sold out. Those are words you'll never hear from my lips.
Fair enough.
Like, I feel that's something only Morgana can say, because exactly as she said, as a person who was actually the victim of that, I won't begrudge her saying that, but I'm still miffed about how Michelle was giving him a hard time.
Yeah.
Let's switch the roles a little. Let's say that it was Michelle that Yukimasa threatened, and he threatened to kill Giselle. You know he would have done it.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, objectively speaking, you too were a victim. Do you not resent me for punishing you in spite of that?
Huh?
I presume you're now able to recall everything, both your first life and the second one I subjected you to, when the house was called Rose Manor.
Yeah.
What happened then was the result of my wish. You have every right to despise me.
The way I see it, with or without your curse, Nellie still would have had the same feelings for me. It was my fault for being too dense to realize she thought of me as more than her brother. Things would have turned out the way they things would what? Things would have turned out the way they did regardless.
The white-haired girl was the spark that set her off, though. And it was because of me that she ended up at the mansion. My wish was to see your life utterly ruined. And in the service of that desire, the white-haired girl was born into that era as your half-sister. So I disagree. My curse did play a significant role in your fate.
Regardless, I don't feel like it would have been right of me to blame. Things turned out the way they did because I was weak and ran from the problem instead of facing it. Michelle wouldn't have had to get hurt either, if only I had more of a spine. I guess calling her Michelle is kind of confusing with Michelle here, huh? Oh, how should I refer to her then? Girl Michelle, maybe?
Creativity is not your strong suit, is it?
She wouldn't happen to be around, would she? Oh, that's Michelle! Huh, I thought that was Morgana. She has departed from this world. Or perhaps it would be better to say she's returned to her rightful place in it. The girl you knew as Michelle is gone forever. Ah, that's too bad. I was hoping I could apologize to her too. I believe you've made your feelings quite clear.
Not that she would hold it against you if you didn't apologize. Ugh. That's simply her nature.
Oh. Well, Morgana, I'm so sorry for everything.
I'm going to free your soul from the bonds of this cursed mansion, after which it should return to its rightful place.
Okay. But before that, I've got one last thing I'd like to say. To you, Michelle. To me. It was a little hazy, but I did kinda get to see what you were up to until just a little bit ago. If you hadn't done what you did for me, for Nellie, for Morgana, for everyone, I'm not sure I would have been able to work up the guts to apologize. I'm pretty sure I would have still been convinced I wasn't at fault. It may not have been real, but your effort wasn't in vain. Thank you. You're welcome. Well, I guess this is goodbye.
Farewell, Mel. Until our souls cross paths once more in the boundless sphere of fate.
Goodbye, Morgana.
You don't have to tell me that he wasn't a bad person. But bad people aren't the only ones who do bad things.
That's true, yes. But having conscience be a double-edged sword. The regret's so overwhelming you don't want to believe you could do something so awful, that some outside force must be to blame. So I hope you're willing to apology.
Could you reconnect? You're cutting out a bit.
What line are you on?
So I hope you're willing to accept.
So I hope accept at least part of his apology.
Lead the way, my dear, to where the next soul awaits.
The staircase leading to the cellar is quiet, the air still. No sounds of flesh being devoured, no stench of... just darkness reaching ever downward.
I'm going to have to ask you to go in first this time.
I love the way she's looking away like, ugh. I don't mind, but why?
I'd rather not be skewered.
It'll be fine, I'm sure. I doubt he'll attack.
I can't say I'm anywhere near as confident as you. So you get to be my meat shield should anything go wrong.
Ah, so that's what I am to her.
We may not have bodies, but we are still capable of feeling pain.
You don't have to remind me.
I have to say, I'm surprised you actually made it to the top of the tower.
Look at that smug face. Is that supposed to be a compliment?
Half and half. Regardless, don't assume you're safe just because you're already dead. If he were to attack and destroy your soul, you would be erased for all eternity. There would be no coming back in any shape or form after any amount of time. Just something to keep in mind.
I'm not worried. We shouldn't have any trouble talking to him.
If you say so, then off we go.
I push open the cellar door. Behind it, a shadow of a man sits on the floor, leaning against a sack of bottles. He slowly rises to his feet upon hearing us enter, and as he does, the blackness dissolves away, revealing them.
I almost didn't recognize you. Your face, it's not how I remember. It's back to normal. I see. So you want a witch. You are a pretty human girl. You look a little like the blind girl. No, I do not. Not one bit. If anything, he looks far more like her than I. White hair, red eyes. They even have almost the same name. I think comparing her to a large, dour-looking man is a bit disrespectful.
Don't pretend you look any more approachable.
He's not even half the man you think he is.
Morgana. Oh wait, no. Never mind. Sister Morgana. They're like the perfect siblings.
Yeah. He is a man. He's indisputably a man. No matter what reason you have to claim otherwise. Actually, can angels be male or female?
Can you please cut it out with the angel thing already? Oh, I love Yukimasa. But I hate him. But I love him.
Exactly! So, what brings you two down here? We're here to free your soul. You're forgiving me? Absolutely not. However, I've decided there's no point in punishing you any further. I see. You are, in no uncertain terms, one of the most evil men I have ever encountered. I can hardly argue with that. Should you so desire, I can eradicate you.
Morgana, what are...
Let me finish, Michelle. Instead of letting your soul return, I can erase it. Your existence is a scar on the world. The allure of killing is too strong for you to resist. Even without my curse, you would bring pain and misfortune on others. You're right, and that would probably be for the best. The world would be better off without me. And I know that. I do. But I don't want to disappear. As you wish. Then I will release your soul. Before I go, allow me to burn this into my soul. You must resist temptation if you are to blend in. So in my next life, I won't be a killer. I suppose it's worth trying. Do your best. I will. Farewell, Yukimasa. Michelle just turns and I thought it was ukulele. Until our souls paths once more, cross paths once more in the boundless sphere of fate. Farewell, Morgana.